We already have our lines. This is my chest line, the breast point, the under bust, the waist line. Then here is just the full length of the blouse. So for this corset tutorial, I just had to do this line first. We already know how to do this. Now on the waist line here, we'll be marking 1 inch on both sides. That's for our darts. So you also repeat the 1 inch on your under bust like this. Then you connect it all the way to the full length. You do the same thing for the other darts. Yeah, we'll be doing our bust radius. The excess for this bust radius is just to get where our neckline is going to be, so that we will not, in case you want to show more cleavage or you don't want to show. So how to get your bust radius. Now whatever you use in between from your bust point here to your under bust, that is what you use as your bust radius. So for this tutorial it is 4.5. so the 4.5, now you will not start from your bust point here. So I already have my compass. You can use your tape if you don't have a compass. So from your bust point here, you place it here and you start marking round like this. Start marking it round like this. Like this. Yeah, but because it's a long process for me, I'm going to be using my compass. So for me to get what I would the 4.5, I'll place my compass on this place, then extend it to the breast point like this. So I already have the distance of what I'm going to use. So you just place it on your breast point like this. Then you mark it round. This is a circle. Now, so you already know that anything you are bringing down here is going to show cleavage. But if you don't want it to show any cleavage, you just leave it like this. So from the shoulder to this point, I have 7.5. So I think I'll be using that 7.5. So just extend the lines. Just rule a straight line there. Now we already have our 1 inch dart on both sides. So we're going to connect it to the breast point. So watch the way I'm connecting it. So you extend your lines like this. So guys, we'll be extending this line straight up like this. This middle line, just extend it straight up like this. So on this neckline here, to avoid gaping, I'll use 1 inch here, then I'll use ½ inch on this side. The ½ inch is on this center front, then the 1 inch is going to the bust side. So let's connect it to our bust point. I'll be using my curve ruler to blend here because it's looking pointy. So I'll just use this curve ruler like this. Then I'll do that for the other side. We'll now insert our body's measurement. For the bust, 43 inches divided by 4, that's 10.75. So we have it here. So the same 10.75, you're going to put it here. The other bust is 34 inches. Now the 34 inches, I'll just be placing it like this. Watch the way I'm doing. You calculate from this dart leg here to this center front here. I have 3.5. Then you place it like this. The 3.5, the 3.5 like this. You place it on this second dart leg here, like this. So you mark your 8.5. Then for the waist is 36 inches. So I'll be doing the same thing. 36 divided by 4, we have 9. So from here to here we have 3.5. The 3.5 from here to here we have 9 inches. You know, we have a space in between here. That is 0.25 here. When we did our curving, when we blended here together, we will now have 2.5 inches in between here. So you just add it to your bust points. From here, like this, you connect to your underbust. From your underbust to your waist. So you just take this one up like this. So that is how you get your round circumference. Now for this place, it's going to be a box. It just is a slight box. It is not too deep. So what we'll now be doing is we'll connect from here to here. You're closing the dart leg up like this. So we're going to close it to the second dart leg like this. So let's use our tape to just hold it down from this waist here. So we are going to connect it to this place like this, but it's not straight, it is curvy. So let's curve it a little. Okay, now open it back. We just want to get our backs, so we're going to open it back. So we already know we are cutting this line. From here, you'll be coming in here by 2 inches. You can do 1.5, you can do 2, but we're using 2 inches. So you mark your 2 inches here. So rule your line like this. Take it to your chest line. Take it to your chest line here. So on your chest line here, just come up by 1 inch so you can curve it. So can you see the way I curve it like this? Now let's connect the armhole now. We already have our 1 inch. So you just roll it up like this. Then my across chest for the front is 15 inches. That's 7.5. So in between here to here, we have 8 inches here. So you divide it by 2. Like so. Then we have 7.5 here. So you mark the 7.5 like this. Then you'll be connecting your armhole. Watch the way I'm connecting the armhole. So from here now to this place like this. I calculate from here to here, and I notice I have 10 inches. Let's see. I have 10.25. That armhole is somehow too big. That means I use 9 inches for my chest line. I'll be using 8 inches. I'll be using 8.5 rather. So this now becomes my new chest line. This one is off it. This becomes my new chest line. We'll have to connect our armhole like this. I'll be using 2.5 inches for my bust dart here. So you're going to connect it to the breast points like this. So in order for us to close here, we'll be opening this. Is either we open this dart here, or we cut this one like this. But let me open this dart here like this. So when you're opening it up, you just open to your brush point here like this, and you stop. So now I'm going to add allowance now. I'll be adding allowance of 1.5 inches. So watch the way I cut. You're just going to tape this down. If you notice the top on the thumbnail, it has star lines at the front. It has 3 star lines on the center front. On each side center front, that's 6 altogether. So because this pattern is not cut on fold, when we cut these 3, later it will not be like 3 on one side, 3 on one side. Now I'll be coming out here by 0.75 for this on this backs here. I'll come out by 0.75. Then for this place, I'll use 1.5. Yes. So from this 1.5, I'll connect to the 0.75 down here, like this. So that is our first star line. So let's do 0.75 each, like this, to 1 inch up here. Yeah. Then for the third star line, we'll mark the same 0.75 like this. Then we'll mark 1 inch here. Okay, so now we have 3 star lines. Now you're going to label this one 1, 2, 3, so that by the time you cut, you will know that you have 3, and you know how to put them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we can now cut. So this is how it's going to be, like this. So now let's draft the back. This no longer becomes the chest line. I went up on that chest line by ½ inch. Yeah, so this is the new chest line here. Then our front waist length is 20 inches. And I used 2.5 inches as the bust dart. So we're going to minus the 2.5 from the 20 inches. So what I have left here is 17.5. So this now becomes the new back length. Our back and our front is not the same length. This is the zip allowance. On this chest line here, for the front, we use 10.75. This is this 10.75 here, plus 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Now on the waist, we use 9 inches. That's 36 inches. Divided by 4, we have 9. This is the 9, plus 1.5 sewing allowance. Now I'll be connecting it to, because I'll be putting zip at the back, to avoid any zip bulge, I'll come out here by 0.75 like this. So I'm going to be connecting it up like so. So on this point here, you see come out here by 0.75 like this, on this line here like this. So you extend it up to your zip, to this line here. So this now becomes your new zip allowance. We did 2 inches here. You just mark your 2 inches like this. So like this, just rule a straight line. Just rule a straight line, connecting it like this. So take your curve ruler and just curve it. Yep. Then for our armhole, we'll be coming down here by 1 inch. Yep. So in between, you divide it by 2. Okay, so now we are done drafting the back. So let's cut first. So you repeat the same 0.75 allowance of zip all the way up. This way it tightens your back very well. So this line here becomes our zip allowance. So this now becomes your zip allowance. The back also have 3 star lines. Yeah, and this is the zip allowance here. So from this zip allowance here, we're going to come out from the zip allowance here by 0.75. Up here we also do the same 0.75. Now let's connect our, so the second star line for the back, we also do 0.75, and here we'll do 1 inch here. You can do any star line you want. It is not compulsory you follow what I'm doing. So 0.75 here, then 1 inch up here. So we have our 3 star lines. Now we are going to cut. Okay, so before we cut, please always remember, name here 1, 2, 3. This is up, up, up. So guys, that's for our back. So we are going to be cutting it on our fabric.